Radio Malaysia, Traxx FM. My name is Par, and in the studio with me right now, I've got Shamir Rajadurai, a practical self-defense specialist from KickOut, and he's going to be telling us all about, of course, practical self-defense. Hi, how are you today?
I'm very good, Pa. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, you're here to tell us about self-defense, but not necessarily martial arts. Can you please describe the difference between the two?
Okay. I think generally people have the perception that when you say self-defense, it's straight away related to martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's two different things.
Mm-hmm.
What we do, we call it practical self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
For the very reason that to us, your life is more important. Martial arts is good. It's very good. I'll never disagree if someone tells me martial arts is not. It's good. It's very good. But here's the thing: it takes too long to learn. It takes years to be really good at it. And here's the thing: and it advocates fighting. So if someone comes, you block, you take apart, you hit back, and you kick here and there. But when you look back at how things happen in Malaysia, what we do is very specific to the crime in Malaysia. When you look back at things like this, the minutes you fight back, it goes south. You know, the guys come with a parang, you fight, you get slashed in the process. And that's why you hear so many things about people getting hurt in the process, people losing their lives, people getting stabbed. It's because, to a certain extent, they fight back. To us, it is different. Your belongings are not important to us. What is important is your life.
Yeah.
That is our main focus, to protect your life. And that is why we call it practical self-defense.
I think that should be everybody's focus.
Yes, it should be.
It's not your handbag, not your handphone. It's your life.
Yes. But to some people, probably, you work so hard, and I don't blame them. They work so hard. Maybe they buy an expensive handphone.
Yeah.
You just bought a new handbag or laptop, your tablet. And these guys just come and take it and go.
Or you just got your new dream car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And someone comes and just carjacks you. And that's the thing. To us, your life is more important than your material belongings. And I hope that everybody would look at it from that point of view as well.
So the self-defense work?
It does, to a very large extent. And we, to a very large extent, believe that potentially we could save a life with what we do.
Is it a guarantee if I knew self-defense?
I do not think
I would be safe.
You could protect yourself to a certain extent, but I do not think you can guarantee anything at this point of time. Even the best fighters get robbed. So I do not think you can really guarantee.
Do you know? Can you give me an example of a certain martial artist who has got robbed and hurt?
Just to give you a bit of background on myself, I used to do actually taekwondo for a very, very long time.
Yeah. You were saying earlier on you're a black belt?
Yes, I have a second dan black belt actually in taekwondo. I've even done a little bit of aikido and kickboxing as well. And we had a group of instructors, and we all used to coach in quite a few places. And in fact, one of my colleagues, and this guy was a way better fighter than I was. He had gold medals for quite a few things. And one day he comes to us and he comes for training and tells us, "Oh, I just got mugged."
Okay.
and we asked him what happened. He said, "No, I was riding my motorcycle. Someone came. They broke a beer bottle and put it right to my neck."
Okay.
And he said, at that point of time, to me, my life is important.
That's right.
And so he just gave in. Yeah. So he understood it as well, that his life was more important. It's just his handphone. It's just his wallet. He said, if he had poked me at that time, how would I fight back?
How do you do that?
Exactly. How would you fight back in a situation like
That's right.
A knife is at your neck? There was research done in the US actually quite some time ago that people actually give in more to when a knife is being held to them compared to a gun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's so close. The slightest movement, you're going to get cut.
So you obviously offer some self-defense classes.
Yes.
How long are the courses that you offer?
What we do is usually we do not have a dojo or studio where people come and learn from us. We go to the clients. Wherever you are, we come to you. Usually we conduct it in groups of 10 to a maximum of 30. But our main area where we've done is with the corporate sector.
Okay.
So because nowadays a lot of corporations have realized that the minute they step out of work, their staff is in danger, or some places even their office has been broken into. So if they've taken a lot of precautionary measures to make sure that their staff is the safety of their staff is ensured. That's their most important asset, their staff. And so that's why a lot of companies, they call us in, they say, conduct a workshop for us. The workshop takes 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
And here's the beauty of it. It's done in your work attire. It's done in your office space. You don't have to change to come for the workshop.
Yeah.
Everything is done as it is.
So as you're saying just now, there have been some women who've attended your classes in their saris and baju kurung.
They are. But you got skirts, high heels, you name it, we've seen it.
But you still managed to educate them
Yes.
and teach them some self-defense methods as well.
Yes.
Now, do I have to be athletic to
No,
be able to learn self-defense?
no. Why should you be? Here's the thing. You don't have to be a certain built to be able to learn self-defense. You can be a victim. No matter how you are, you can. I know someone who is 6 feet tall, and this guy goes to the gym so often, and someone put a knife to his neck one day, wanting to steal his car, wanting to carjack him.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who you are, you could possibly be a victim, and everybody is potentially a victim.
All right. So can you give me a rundown of your course? Just say, for example, how long is your course?
About 3 to 4 hours,
3
with
to
about
4
a
hours
maximum 30 packs. So what we do during the course is this: everybody comes in. We start off with just showing the reality of crime in Malaysia. What we do is we put them through an experience.
Okay.
A lot of people hear of stories, oh, my friend, this has happened to my friend, that has happened to my friend. But they have not really seen it. So what we do is we put them through an experience. Workshop starts with us showing them videos on how crime happens in Malaysia.
Okay.
And then what we do is we show them techniques on how would they escape without punching or kicking. Because the minute you start hitting back, the situation gets aggravated. And we want to keep it as low as possible. We don't want it to escalate. So we teach them techniques. And then to hit on the psychological factor as well, like I said, that is why we show them these videos. It's an eye-opener. It is real CCTV footages of crime in Malaysia.
Okay.
And we hit it from very, very different aspects. Handbags, your cars, when you park your car at home, we hit on all these topics. And then to add on to it, showing a person a technique is one thing. Getting them to really practice it is the other part of it. So the next part is my instructors will individually attack each and every participant in the workshop. So, and it's interesting is that the way we conduct it is actually very safe for the participants.
Okay.
Very real, but very safe. And the way we create an experience, the atmosphere we put them through. Sometimes even before we can attack them, some people start crying, and just because they cry, we tell them no, that's not an excuse for not continuing.
So while they're in the course,
Yes.
and it's a pretend scenario,
Yes.
they already start crying.
Exactly.
So now what would happen to them in a real life situation?
Exactly, and that's what we want them to know. If during a practice session you have already all these fears, and it's affected you emotionally,
Okay.
that doesn't mean we are going to say, okay, Naman, you sit down, you don't have to do it. No, we are going to continue to attack you because we want you to know it's going to be way worse outside in real life.
Have there been guys who've started crying as well?
No.
So now, what's the difference between, just say, for example, a male instructor and a female instructor? If just say I was a woman,
Yep.
would I be better off learning from a female instructor?
Not necessarily. But I think that people have made the assumption that just because women are the weaker gender, that they're not going to be that effective. No, it's not true.
That is not true.
Yeah, so that's why we have at least one female trainer every time during our session, and she is there to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
She will grab you so hard. She's going to put you in a position where you think, oh my God, I didn't know a female could put me in such a position. And that's
When it goes back to female strength
Yep.
and how strong women are, I always give a simple example to my friends who are in relationships,
Yep.
who just say, for example, who share a bed with their girlfriends or their wives, while sleeping in the middle of the night.
Yep.
And you realize that she has stolen most of the blanket, try taking the blanket away. And that's when you realize how strong a woman can
Exactly.
be. Now, you're saying earlier on that to learn martial arts, it takes years
Yes.
to be able to perfect and to learn your techniques. What about self-defense? How long does it take me to just say, learn self-defense and to efficiently be able to defend myself when it comes to a certain situation?
Okay. Very good question. Here's the thing. The way we do it is we've made it as simple as possible. A lot of psychological aspects have gone into it as well to really see. We get that question all the time. How long does it take? If I come for a workshop, am I really going to remember this? That's why we say we put them through an experience. It's actually very simple. The tips we share with them are the simplest tips you will ever hear. Common sense. But because it comes with real CCTV footage, you are actually going to remember it.
Okay.
And the way we execute the techniques, the way we put them through the experience, the way we attack them, A very interesting thing is that your subconscious mind works actually 30,000 times faster than your conscious mind. And when something happens, the reason why we get our instructors to attack you over and over again, because it's going to be the closest thing, the simulation over here is going to be the closest thing as what's going to happen outside. So when something like this happens outside, your subconscious mind is going to take over immediately. And that's where we hope these techniques are going to come into play, and that's where we hope that it's just going to take over.
All right then. Well, we're going to take a small music break right now, and when we come back, more about practical self-defense with Shamir Rajadurai, of course, a practical self-defense specialist from KickOut, right here on Radio Malaysia, Traxx FM. In the studio with me right now, I've got Shamir Rajadurai, a practical self-defense specialist from KickOut, and he's telling us all about practical self-defense. And right now, we're going to be focusing a little bit on women. Right?
Yep.
So what's the difference between self-defense that you teach to women as compared to men?
Actually, there's no difference at all. Actually, what we do, the self-defense aspect is the same. The general perception is that, oh, just because I'm a man, I'm not going to be robbed. In fact, actually, if you're a man, you should be a bit more fearful, because these criminals, they come to you expecting you to retaliate.
Yeah.
Compared to women, no, to them, the chances of them expecting women to retaliate, it's a bit different.
So are you saying that when a guy gets robbed or mugged, it's actually a more dangerous situation?
In most cases, yes. Compared to women, women usually they might have injuries due to the fall.
Yeah.
Men will have injuries due to a slash.
All right. So now, do you recommend martial arts to people?
Of course,
as compared
yes,
to just
yes.
say learning self-defense.
Yes, martial arts is good. One thing, it's good exercise as well, and it's no harm in learning martial arts, because one thing, it does help on your reflexes. But you can only do martial arts if you are committed to it.
Okay.
If you have the time to sit down for it, you have committed to it.
Because as you were saying earlier on, if to actually learn a martial arts and to get good at it,
Yes.
it takes years.
Many years.
How long did it take you to get your black belt in Taekwondo?
I did Taekwondo when I was in primary school. I started when I was maybe 10, maybe 9 to 10. I got my black belt when I was 15. I coached after that for about 10 years.
Wow.
So and still, there's always someone better than you.
Okay.
Yeah, so it takes years of practice, and you're not necessarily going to be the best. Here's the thing: even though I have a black belt in martial arts, I did Aikido and kickboxing as well. If someone were to come and rob me with a parang, the first thing I'll do, I'll run. I don't see why I should stand and fight. My life is so important to me. I value my life too much.
Yeah, that's right. So as you were saying, self-defense, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're good at martial arts. You can actually defend yourself when it comes to a certain situation, as you were saying earlier on as well.
Yes.
You've got a friend that is a lot better than you in Taekwondo, and he got attacked with a broken beer bottle to his neck, and that was it.
He's just one of the black belts I know who got robbed.
Okay.
There was another guy, he's riding his bike and all. We were going for a session, so we were meeting them there. So he came on a motorcycle. So he had a gold chain.
Yeah.
This other motorcycle just came right next to him, grabbed the chain, and kicked his bike down.
All right.
And gone.
That was it.
That was it. You're gone.
Huh. So am I ever too old or out of shape to be able to learn self-defense?
Self-defense, no. Martial arts, probably, because martial arts is very, very rigorous. And probably if you're not physically fit, it might be a bit of an issue. Whereas self-defense, no. Because like what we said, we hit on it from a very practical aspect. Why should you be of a certain build or a certain physical condition? Only then are you able to protect yourself.
That's
Everybody should be able to protect yourself.
What are some of the common techniques for crime that you've come across, or that are used by criminals these days?
I think the
most
two
common ones.
most common ones around are, first is a smash and grab, or what generally is known as a smash and grab. How this happens is that these criminals, they are going to see, oh, okay, someone has left their handbag on the car seat. You're driving, you maybe left your laptop bag or your handbag on the car seat, and they're going like, oh, okay. What they're going to do, two things. One thing is that they're either going to follow you until you reach a traffic light, and they're going to strike then, or second, they're going to follow you back home. And then they're going to strike when the opportunity arises. They'll just break your window, grab your bag, and go. Here's the thing. There are a few ways you can overcome it. One, of course, if you put the security tint. Security tint doesn't necessarily prevent your glass from breaking. It still can brake after a few hits, or if you hit by a certain angle maybe. The really good ones probably can withstand a harder impact. But still, why would you want to spend that much money when you can just put your handbag underneath your car seat and save that money?
Yeah, don't make it so obvious.
Yes, these are all crime of opportunity. They're not going to follow you for days waiting, okay, when is the person going to put a handbag on the seat? No.
But it's a $25,000 handbag. I'm not going to put it on the floor. I'm going to put it next to me and put the safety belt on as well.
But here's the thing. It is much safer if you do that. Your laptop bag, leave it in the car booth.
Yeah.
It is so much safer. These are all just simple methods on what we can do to prevent ourselves from being victims.
Basically, just don't flaunt off your merchandise. Yeah.
It's not wrong to want to have all this merchandise. Some people say do not use gold chains and go out. Do not use this. Do not use that. No, why should you change your lifestyle because there are criminals like this out there? You do not have to. You just have to be a bit cautious about it.
Yeah. Don't flaunt it too much.
Yes,
you can flaunt it.
Yeah, not too much. Another thing is very common is that how they carjack people these days. This is what they do. They will actually bump into your car.
Yep.
Thinking that, and you will stop at the side thinking, it's an accident. And the minute you get out from your car, they are going to get into your car and drive off.
Yeah.
So, what we could possibly do is that if someone hits your car, you stop at the side, but do not exit your vehicle. Why should you exit? They hit your car. Just take down the car number plate, wind down your window screen by an inch, wait for them to come to your car, and tell them, look, we will talk about this at the police station. Let's sort it out at the police station. That's probably the safest place you could be at, within police compound. I don't think anybody is going to rob you within the police compound. So just say meet within the police compound and sort it out there. So you will know whether it's a genuine accident or not.
So these are some of the things you cover in the courses.
These are just some of the
very
basic things we cover. Just to talk about, just to add on a bit, a very common misconception is that people say sling your handbags.
Yeah.
So that people will not snatch your bags.
Yeah.
We would suggest you do not sling your bag. Actually, like we said, to us, your life is more important. Over the years doing this, we've seen videos, we've had people share their experience with us, and many people have been victims of snatch theft, even though their bag, even though they sling their bags around across their body. And here's the bad thing about it: they get dragged in the process. You get people hospitalized. There have been people who have died, paralyzed, because they were dragged in the process. So we would say, if they want to grab your bag, go ahead, as long as your life is not affected by it.
Yeah. Don't be an easy victim.
Yes, exactly. Another thing, I actually just share with you a story. One thing which we always share is, of course, if you do not walk in an isolated area. I think everybody knows it. They say do not walk alone in an isolated area when it's dark and all. Just share with you. This happened a few days ago. I was walking back home. So just walking along my street, out a bit. So I was just walking back. And one of my other neighbors was actually walking along. This girl, she's a bit young, I think about 20s. She was walking, and since it's dark and all, she didn't realize it was me. She walked and she saw one guy walking. She straight away stopped. And she didn't move. She just stood there. She waited. Only when I came close, she saw me. I said, "Oh my God, it's you!" I thought I was just worried who it was. That was a good thing that she did. She didn't, assume it was a safe situation.
Yeah. So she was aware of her surroundings.
Yes.
And what they always say, don't walk around with just say your headphones on in some unfamiliar area, because you're not aware of what's actually going on around you or somebody walking up to you.
Exactly.
So it's little things like this that people have to be aware of.
Yep.
So what are some of the other prevention tips that you think somebody should know of, or you tell people, or you educate people when they come for one of your courses?
Always reverse park your car. Always reverse park your car.
How does that help?
Okay, two things. One is that, remember I was sharing with you earlier that if they see maybe a handbag or anything, they will follow you. If they do not hit you at the traffic light, they are going to hit you when you reach home.
Yeah.
Okay. And if just say you have an automatic gate, okay, so you waited for the gate to open and then you're just driving in straight.
Yeah.
Now your attention is to make sure you do not hit what's in front of you. You're not hitting the wall, or you're not hitting the anything around you. You want to make sure you park your car right. The only vision you have of your back would be the three mirrors.
Yeah.
Okay, your left, your right, and the middle. But you are not going to be looking at it. And this is when they are going to just walk into your house. Yeah. And trust me when I say it, they are going to walk into your house, smash your glass, and go off. But if you reverse park your car, okay, so they followed you back, you are not going to realize actually that they followed you back home. As you're reverse parking your car, If anybody were to just move in front of you, in front of your vehicle, your peripheral vision will get hold of them. And you can just drive off. So you will be prepared for what's going to come.
So we're just more aware of our surroundings.
You are much more aware. And it doesn't just necessarily mean at home. Even in a public area, public car parks, please reverse park your cars.
And how much more effective do you think that would be in terms of preventing somebody from getting mugged?
Very, very much.
Very much so.
So much.
Would it be better if they had a weapon with them as well? Just say, for example, some pepper spray or one of those things you can buy.
The batons and all, you know.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about carrying a baton. It's illegal to carry one,
But they sell it so openly.
but especially with the op chantas which is going on and all. Even those previously those who are part of the Rukun Tadanga, they used to carry these bamboo sticks in their car. Even then they say now with op chantas going on, they said no, everybody has to remove this. You are not allowed to carry any of this. So, and here's the thing, here's the biggest mistake people make. Anything that's a weapon to you can also be used as a weapon against you. So people have to realize that as well. You have a baton, fine. Do you know how to use the baton? What if the person grabs it back? Another thing you mentioned, pepper spray. Pepper spray is good, but there are a few flaws which come to it. One is that it has to be held at an arm's length. Anything shorter, you're going to be hit with a back spray. And then your chances of escaping from 50% drop to 0. and let's just talk about another thing. Just say you're out in the open.
Okay.
You suspect someone's going to come and you held it at an arm's length. Okay, you're like, don't come close, I've got pepper spray. Now the next thing you need to make sure is the wind direction. If wind direction is blowing towards you, the minute you spray, you're going to be hit with a back spray as well.
Okay.
So it's a 50-50
not really
thing.
the safest thing around.
It's not really the safest thing around. There was a case actually in one of the somewhere where this girl, she was in the washroom, in the public washroom, and this guy comes in and he's trying to rape her. So as she's trying to escape, he takes pepper spray and he sprays it into her eyes.
He takes her pepper spray.
I'm not too sure of whether it was her pepper spray or whether he came with pepper spray.
Okay.
But he sprays it into her eyes. And as she tries to scream, he sprays it into her mouth.
Oh.
And by the grace of God, I don't know how she was able to escape.
All right.
So lucky she was able to escape. So, like I said, anything that's a weapon for you can be used as a weapon against you as well.
So you don't recommend people carrying pepper spray then?
I personally would not recommend it. I personally think it's a bit dangerous, but to some people it has worked to their advantage. So I think that is probably something which they would have to decide on themselves.
Now, we're of course in the studio right now with a practical self-defense specialist by the name of Shamir Rajadurai, and he's telling us all about practical self-defense. And now, what do you think, or what role do you think society can play when it comes to keeping our country safe, or just keeping the community safe?
No, I think society plays the biggest role in this whole thing.
Okay.
There are a lot of initiatives done by even the police, for example. The PDRM has the program called Amanita. It's like a women's association, and the only way that program is going to be successful if society plays a role in it, society participates in it. That's one. And a lot of other women organizations have done a lot of things. But society itself has to play a bigger role in that, and that's where community building comes in. That's the most important thing. It is so important to raise capacity within your own populated neighborhood. When I say building capacity, what I'm saying is that everybody takes charge, everybody takes ownership into developing the community. When we have to take ownership. We cannot just wait for the next person to do it. And I personally think the best way to build communities is to get into meaningful conversations with your neighbors.
Firstly, get to know your neighbors.
Of course, get to know your neighbors. Get into meaningful conversation. Why would I say meaningful conversation instead of just conversation? Because then the bond which is created is genuine. It's not just a thing where it's just ideal. It's just talk about gossiping and all. No, you're actually in some sort of meaningful conversation. You're actually over there telling each other, hey, let's do something for our neighborhood. Unless we protect ourselves, we cannot be expecting other people to protect us.
That's right.
So I think that's the most important thing, community building.
Community building.
And we have to work towards that.
And you're obviously encouraging this during your courses as well.
Yes.
Has anybody come back to you with some positive response in regards to encouraging the community itself to practice self-defense, or to just to be more aware to help each other out?
Actually, yes. One of the places, they came back, told me, hey, we are starting the Rukun Tetangga in our neighborhood now, and that's so beautiful to hear. It's so nice to hear people come and tell me, hey, Shamir, now my community, we are doing this every night, every weekend at least. We are taking the initiative to do the night watch. We're walking out together. We are making, and other than just the neighbors feeling safe, there's also a lot of other activities that go on. So and if you do not know your neighbors, why would your neighbors bother helping you in the first place? Someone's breaking into your house, and you're just looking. You do not know your neighbors. You do not feel the need to help them. Now that you have created that bond, you will feel that need, like, oh, I have to take care of them as how they would take care of me.
What about the past participants, or the people who've actually come for your classes or your courses that have been sent by the organizations? Like earlier on, you were telling me there are a couple of big companies that have called you guys, and how many people in your class again? About 30, a maximum of 30?
Maximum of 30.
So maximum of 30 people, and you've been doing this for now about 3-4 years.
3-4 years, yes.
How many of them have come up to you and said, whatever you've taught me, I've actually managed to use in a certain situation, and it helped save my life?
Touch wood, the whole idea of what we do is that to not get in the situation in the first place. And if you're in the situation, how would you escape from that? So, but I've got people who've come back to me and tell, hey, Shamir, what you shared was so simple and made so much sense, and I didn't think of it from this point of view, and now I take these certain steps, and I personally feel that it helps me keep myself safe. I've not had, touch wood, I've not had anybody come back to me and tell, hey, someone tried to grab me the other day and I was able to escape. No. But I've had people come once in a while, they drop me an email, they just give me a call and say, hey, thank you for what you've shared, what you shared really made so much sense. I'm a bit cautious now, I tell my kids as well not to do this, not to do that. I've been involved in the Rukun Tetangga. So to a large extent on what we share, we do get very positive feedback. Now, and it's so beautiful to hear when people call us and tell us things like that.
That is absolutely beautiful. Now, your classes are, of course, only for 3 or 4 hours.
Very simple, 3 to 4 hours.
3-4 hours. It helps save lives. And, well, if you've just tuned in, there's an absolutely big difference between martial arts and self-defense. You don't have to be fit like a fiddle to be able to defend yourself. And it doesn't take too long to learn. Is basically be more aware of your surroundings. And, of course, they will also show you some CCTV footage to make you realize how important self-defense is actually. How important self-defense actually is, and of course real life situations, that's what you put them in.
Yes, that's right. We put them to an experience.
You put them to an experience, a real life experience, although some of them start crying during the course itself, but it prepares them for situations, real life situations once again. And of course a website that somebody could go to learn more about self-defense.
You could always go onto our website. That's www.kickout, KICKOUT.com.my.
Alright.
Or you can always look out on us on YouTube as well. We've got quite a few YouTube clips as well. You can check us out on YouTube. Our username would be KickOut Malaysia. So just go check us out. Some of the videos we upload, very interesting stuff. There's even actually a video of me pickpocketing people in public. So some of the skills we've acquired throughout the years doing this. It's just that occasionally it's sad to hear that sometimes we have people who we talk to, and they tell us that, this thing is so good, but here's the worst part. Occasionally when we go and pitch to clients, we actually go to them and we tell them, your staff has come to us and they've asked us to actually talk to you because they have been victims. And they tell us, okay, I understand that we need to do something, but this is not our priority at the moment.
All right. So your employees are not your priority at the moment.
When we hear things like, it's so sad sometimes that the value of a human life is not
a priority at the moment.
And we do not react to things like that, because the employees have come to us and told us, please talk to our management and tell them, and sometimes the employees, they run to set the appointment for us. They're like, hey, can you come and talk to my boss? I've set an appointment for you.
All right.
Because we have been victims. And they tell us, this is not a priority. It's so sad when we hear things like that. So we actually hope that, organizations, companies, or even individuals, do what you need to do to keep your staff safe, yourself safe. That's most important.
Now we're kind of running out of time. Do you have any final messages for our listeners out there in regards to self-defense?
I think the best thing is always just be aware of your surroundings. Keep yourself safe. Do not be oblivious to what's happening around you. There is a lot of crime which is going on. Please just be very, very careful.
Thank you so much for your time once again. And of course, for further information in regards to self-defense, simply visit www.kickout.com.my.